when you come to a point in life where you take responsibility for the choices and the harm that you've been doing out there, you keep smirking. You keep this grin keeps washing over your face as you've been talking to us. And I didn't know what was going on for you and whether you were actually taking this seriously or not.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
So, from what I read and listening to you today, you sound like you're 18 or 19 years old. You know that?
Oh, it sounds like I'm 18 or 19 years old right now.
But that's how you sound.
And that was Miss Chance from the Connecticut Parole Board, and I'm happy that she brought that up. Now, we are about to watch the parole hearing of a man who was given chance after chance after chance, sentence after sentence, yet paroled and paroled again, violation after violation, but it's all a giant gimmick. If you look into his jacket, you will see that over the course from 2015 until now, he has 4 separate convictions totaling 5, 10, 15, 19 years in prison. Yet, he continues to reoffend and not have to serve the suspended sentences which he owes the state. We see this time and time again. It makes no sense. There is no truth in sentencing. As a matter of fact, sentences are often used as a tool to manipulate the public, to trick the public into thinking that the DA, the judges, are being tough on crime. And then those wonder, how is it possible that our cities are not safe? Why is it that the constituency of our state, why is it that they continue to get killed and robbed and violated time and time again? Well, this is why. I'll unpack it with more details at the end.
Chris Rodriguez, 399154.
This hearing is being conducted in consideration of the parole application for Christopher Rodriguez, number 399154. He is serving a sentence of 5 years. He was also on special parole and absconded at the time of his new charge. His special parole was auto revoked, and his new special parole date end date is April 19, 2029. So include his absconded time for sale of heroin and 2 counts of possession with intent to sell a narcotic substance. As of today, records reflect a parole eligibility date of March 7, 2026. There's no victim input in this case. There is an offender accountability plan. It has been reviewed and shows the offender has not completed any programs. Utilizing the statewide collaborative offender risk evaluation system, the offender's overall score falls within the very high range of risk for racism. This is your opportunity to express to the board why you believe you should be granted parole. You may begin.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to apologize. I know I did bad, and there's no excuses for that. I hold myself accountable for everything I've done, and I'm not here expecting anything. Being down, being here, I had a lot to think about before this morning. I'm preparing myself. Because I know if I'm not ready, it's not going to matter if I come home on parole or not. I got friends that's not here anymore, and I know that's one thing you can't come back from. I'm blessed for real. And I'm ashamed of everything that I wasn't. I got a family, I'm educated, and I don't come from the places people I associate myself with do. I'm over it. I'm tired of living a lie. I completed a couple programs, but the one I'm most proud of right now is the barbering program. Turning myself into an asset. All I gotta do is perfect the craft. If I go home on parole, plan on transferring my hours to whatever school I decide to go to, using the same resources that was available to me when I was home through the American Job Center, parole. It's something I feel strongly about. I feel like I could get it done. The only other thing I'm gonna say is that I know I ran I knew what was in the car. Instead of figuring out a way to get myself out the street, I ended up trapping myself. Only thing I learned out of that experience was to cherish what you have, because it could all be gone in an instant.
And Mr. Rodriguez, you've been before the board twice. You were granted discretionary parole in 2018 and again in 2021.
Yeah,
And you had a rehear on the 2021. So, so now you're back before us on your third period of incarceration. Really pretty much doing the same thing you've been doing. So we're gonna ask you questions and make a decision. And we'll begin with my colleague, Mr. Zarkoff.
Good morning, Mr. Rodriguez. Help me understand why you're incarcerated. You were on special parole when you committed the offense in 2018?
yeah.
Special parole for assault on assault first, right?
Yeah,
Why did you make
criminal
those choices? Why did you make those choices to sell drugs?
I don't know what kept me that way, but I want to say my desires. I ended up learning that my want for things and my way about getting it didn't align with society. But growing up, I had a rough childhood, dealt with a lot of trauma. The streets was like a sanctuary for me. No judgment, no nothing. So basically, I felt like I could just ease my way through it.
Okay, and then the offense in August of 22, you were in possession of drugs and you had a gun too. Why did you have a gun?
On what?
Why did you have well, you had a firearm magazine, right? That was found. This was the offense in 22.
Oh, there was a magazine found in the back of the seat.
I assume there was a gun involved too? You had a gun?
No, it was just an empty clip.
Why did you have an empty clip? No gun?
It's just one of them things. It's one of them things I picked up from serving the clientele that I was serving.
Just trying to understand, why would you need a magazine without a gun?
You could always sell it.
Okay, so you got it from one of the customers and you were going to resell it?
Yeah,
There was no gun involved?
nah.
Okay. And is that when you ran? You absconded? That's when you absconded? After
Yeah,
that
that's when I
offense?
left.
And you continue to sell drugs, right?
Yeah,
So then we have the offense from March of 2023.
yeah.
Why did you abscond from parole? What was your thinking there?
I already knew what was about to happen, and lawyer fees and commissaries and cheap. I didn't want to leave that burden to my family again.
All right, let's talk about your time while you're incarcerated. You received 4 tickets? Can you talk about those?
I received a couple tickets, yeah.
4 tickets on 2 different occasions, right?
Yeah.
Can you talk about those? One was October of 24 for Pruno and glue that was found in your cell?
Oh, glue, yeah.
What was the glue for?
The glue was to I use it to So basically, it's kind of, well, it's not really that complicated, but so to hang up certain things in my cell, like a clothesline or a TV or something, I take a piece of cardboard or something, put the glue behind it, and attach it to the wall. And then you know, attach the strings to whatever, to like the TV, or I make a clothesline for my clothes after I do laundry.
Okay, and Bruno, was it for your personal use or for the sale?
Now it's my personal use. I got caught with 2 cups.
Right, and then you had 2 more in, well, that was in March of 24, right?
Is that a separate occasion? That's the first.
That was for refusal to give a urine and you had a smoking pipe.
Yeah, I had a pipe and I refused to give him the urine.
You talk about why you were making those choices, knowing that it might impact your ability to take programs.
To begin with, the first incident was the pipe situation. There was a lot of chaos going on at the time. I just got sentenced. For some reason, the first 6 months of my time wasn't counted. And there was a lot going on.
Because your
I needed
special
to escape.
parole was running.
Huh?
Because your special parole was running.
Yeah. I later found that out, but at the time I didn't. But yeah, so I needed an escape. That's what that was. After this, I refused to get a urine because, well, I really didn't want to know what was gonna pop up anyways in there. But after the second time when I got caught with the pruno, that's when I realized I had a problem. And that's when I decided to sign up for AA. And I've been attending those meetings. I've been attending those meetings every Tuesday. Right now, I attended every meeting up until October, up until last month. And now I'm here.
You don't attend now because you moved facilities?
No, I don't attend now because you miss more than 2 days, then they take you off the list. So I had to re-sign up for the program.
Okay, so you missed a couple of days?
Yeah.
I heard you talked about a vocational program for barbering.
Yeah.
That's something you want to do in the community?
Yeah. I came up with that when I had to think about things that I enjoyed doing when I was young. And it boiled down to 4 things for real. It was the music, it was sneakers, I played a lot of video games, and I always stayed with an edge up. Going home, when I was home, I went to a barber. I go see a barber every 2 weeks. It's been my barber since I was probably like 13. He's just like me. You know what I'm saying? I could see myself there. You know what I'm saying? Cutting hair. I'm in the class right now and doesn't even feel like I'm in jail. I just be chilling, cutting hair. I listen to the teacher. He teaches me different skills and stuff, but it's something for sure I feel like I could do.
Do you have any other plans for employment when you release?
Well, I'm gonna go to the American Job Center and see what's available to me. I could be a mover again. I know it's not for me to do them labor jobs, but I feel like it's time for me to really cut down and focus on that. I know all I gotta do is stay the course. That's all it really is. If I could put the same energy I put into anything else I do into this one load, into this, I know I could get it done.
How do you think you've changed as a result of this incarceration?
Can you say that again?
How do you think you've changed with this incarceration?
Mental health is a real thing. like I said, all that trauma, it's not like all that trauma that I had to go through being in the system and growing up, it went away. It's just I know how to deal with it more now. I've been home before already. I know what to expect. I'm already knowing the anxiety gonna come, the claustrophobia, the panic attack sometimes. Like I'm expecting all that, like, cause I know I've been there already a couple of times, like, and now I'm more mature, and now my brain can process it more. So that's the biggest thing that I feel like that changed about me.
You have a driver's license?
Yeah, I do.
Valid driver's license?
Yes.
All right, thank you for answering my questions. Thank you, Madam Chair.
It's Chance.
How old are you?
I'm 27.
So from what I read and listening to you today, you sound like you're 18 or 19 years old. You know that?
Oh, it sounds like I'm 18 or 19 years old right now.
But that's how you sound. You are rated very high because, as Madam Chair indicated, you were discharged on supervised parole, and then you absconded.
Yes.
Then you go out and you commit another offense. And just listening to you, how you were talking about it, it's as if you sound like you were proud of what you did. And I'm saying all that, Mr. Rodriguez, because for me, I think there are quite a few more things that you need to do before I think you would be suitable to go back out. I think you need to learn more about your decision-making skills and the impact of what you do and how it affects not just you, but your family and the community, right?
Okay, yeah.
So you are currently in the barbering program?
Yes.
Okay, and you say you're attending meetings. I think that it's very good at what you're doing. But I think you need to stay there a little bit longer so that you can have a better understanding of what your priorities in your life going forward is, so that you don't go back out and screw up and come back again. Because guess what? Each time you go out and come back, your sentences are going to get long.
Mhm.
And so because of your absconding, your special parole date got expanded. Okay?
Yes.
So I don't know whether you agree or disagree with me, but I do think you need to stay there and do some more positive programs.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
All right, thank you. Madam Chair, I'm all set.
So, Mr. Rodriguez, this sentence includes the state's deadly weapon offender registry. You're aware of that obligation?
Yeah.
So on your past incarcerations, you've done Voices program, Unlock Your Thinking, Tier 2, Good Intentions. So why, when you were out on supervision, did those programs not help you make better decisions?
Man. Desire is deception for real. Like one other thing that I did attend to this bid that I also learned I'm a Christian for once, but I signed up for the Muslim for study Islam. So I attended Juma service every Friday. And one of the things that they taught me, well, that I've learned from listening, because that's what it is. It's just a meeting, and you go there and you sit down and you just listen. The Imam say what he has to say, and he preaches what he preaches. One of the things that they taught us was they talked about the shaitan, and that's another word for the devil. You can't see him. You can't see this being. You know what I'm saying? To Eve, it was a snake, and he used the apple. He promised Jesus wealth and all types of things, but wisely he refused because he knew he came with a price. Like I said, I couldn't see what was going on. And it's not in me, and I just made some bad choices for sure. Them
Well,
programs,
my concern is your change. Because I'm sure in tier 2, you probably focused on your addiction to the lifestyle of
yeah,
being a drug dealer.
yeah,
You've been doing it for quite some time. You don't use the drugs you sell though, right?
no,
Okay. So you're an able-bodied person who, has worked as a mover, which requires a lot of strength and stamina.
yep.
Just wondering why you continue to revert back to poisoning your community to profit off of people suffering with an addiction. Just easy?
My greed.
Greed, is that what you said?
Greed. I
Yeah.
want more to get things. I be trying to take the shortcut all the time.
Yeah. You know what, in listening to you, what I took a note to myself about is you put a tremendous amount of energy into avoiding consequences. And, as you grow up, hopefully you'll finally figure out that that doesn't work. I mean, as evidenced by the fact that you're back here on your 3rd period of incarceration as a 27-year-old. Avoiding consequences doesn't work. So, you abscond because you're going back, and you escape with drugs in prison, so you avoid the consequence of giving a urine and confirming what you already were doing. You have a pattern for avoiding consequences, and I encourage you to really take a deep look at that. And I also, as you continue as a Christian or a Muslim to study, to reflect on the fact that you were willing to prey on people suffering with an addiction in order to line your pockets because you were greedy and lazy. And you have to appreciate, Mr. Rodriguez, that you're not just hurting the people you're selling the drugs to, who you could easily blame because they came to you, but you're hurting all their family members. You're hurting their children who that money is needed for rent and for food. So, when you come to a point in life where you take responsibility for the choices and the harm that you've been doing out there, you have a lot of amends to make. And I know you're familiar with that concept because you're going to AA and NA meetings, or you were and maybe will in the future. So a couple of things just to set the record straight. You might have a valid license, but you were willing to drive an unregistered, uninsured vehicle with the wrong plates on it. You were willing to intentionally crash into police cars in order to avoid the consequences that we were talking about earlier.
Mhm.
You need a no driving stipulation without your parole officer's permission, because we make these decisions about people going out in light of the interests of public safety. And, what we have here is concerning as a track record. Do you fully appreciate, Mr. Rodriguez, that we could keep you in there until the end of your special parole in 2029?
Yeah, I understand that. For
Okay.
sure.
All right. I'm just trying to figure out, tell me what your mood is today. I don't know you, but what is your mood today? I'm trying to figure out what I'm seeing before me.
My mood.
Mhm.
I know what I did. I gotta face the consequences for what I did.
But how are
I know
you
I did.
feeling in this moment?
Right now, I'm feeling anxiety right now. Anxious, nervous.
Okay. Thank you for telling me that. You keep smirking. You keep this grin keeps washing over your face as you've been talking to us. And I didn't know what was going on for you and whether you were actually taking this seriously or not. So it helps to know that might be part of your anxiety. What do you think you need in order to be successful?
I just need to stay the course.
Stay the course. But what do you need? I mean, we gave you special parole and you had a parole officer and, you threw all that away. So what's going to work this time?
So as long as I stay focused, I go to work every day. I keep myself busy. I won't be coming back. I got the wild load itself. Like my life really doesn't consist of leisure. It really doesn't. Like it's too many kids in the house. It's too much going on. Like me leaving is me trying to escape. I'm not running from nothing no more. Like I know I got my little battles ahead of me and stuff, but I'm ready to face all that. That's it.
Do your goals include getting your GED?
I already have my diploma.
When did you earn that?
I got that I believe 2016 and 2017 in Cheshire.
Actually, MYI.
Yeah, MIS.
Well, that's a good foundation to build the rest of your life on. I hope you can settle on a vocation or a career and focus on your future and leave a lot of this behind you. So that concludes the question, sir. So just please sit quietly and give us a few minutes to discuss your case. Mr. Zarkoff, you began.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Rodriguez rates very high for risk of recidivism. He's here on a number of very serious offenses. And part of it, of course, is the fact that he absconded from parole. This is his third prison sentence over a year at a young age of 27. He picked up some tickets during this operation, which probably prevented him from doing programs in the facility. He still has a number of programs on his OAP, including addiction services, voices, anger management. He has attended some AA meetings. Today, I did not find him suitable. I know he has special parole running through April 29, so I'm willing to discuss reinstatement of special parole. But today, discretionary parole.
Ms. Chance, where are you?
I do agree with my colleague that he said, including my comments, Mr. Rodriguez. So I don't find it suitable today, so I haven't declined. Question is, it's 50% date, it's March. He's eligible for community release in 2027. My personal feeling is that he has more growing up to do.
Right, DOC will look at him in 2027. His end of sentence is about the end of May, probably earlier as he earns. If his behavior continues to improve, 2028. So, you know, we have a young man before us, but he's got an abysmal track record. And, you know, 2028 seems like a pretty far away date, let alone April of 2029, when he will be unencumbered by any supervision. I think I would like Mr. Rodriguez to continue to work on himself and do programming in the vocational pursuit. The challenge in part is that he's done all of these programs except anger management before. But he said, no, he did good intentions.
Oh, okay.
But he's maturing. So, you know, maybe in the prior times he participated, he didn't really participate. Maybe he just warmed the seat and, you know, got through it. But, you know, at a different point in life, you can get new things out of. It's like there's a book that I read from time to time, and if I read it 2 years ago and I pick it up next year, I'm going to get something else out of it because I'm a different person than I was 3 years ago when I read it. You know, so maybe that's a hope that programming could benefit him in the long run to do it again, even though it didn't seem to help the first time around. So all of that is to say that I would propose to bring Mr. Rodriguez back in May of 2027, which is a year and a half from now, a little over, for another discretionary parole hearing to see if he has worked on himself, benefited from programs, developed a release plan, and might get a head start of a year out in the community, back out on special parole. How does that sound to you?
I thought about that, but I know DOC has an eligible to go out in March.
Right, which is, so it could be a rehear, could be mute, but I think they're going to take a look at this track record and they're going to say no. But if he chooses that, then, you know, the next panel will convene.
Right. So I agree with.
Do you think
the
that's
27.
May of 27 is fair? So if Mr. Rodriguez is following this and listening carefully, which I certainly hope he is, he knows that he needs to develop a release plan, that he needs to continue vocational and other positive programming to benefit himself, and he should be able to come back before the board and talk about how those programs have helped prepare him to be successful when he's back in the community. I mean, it's one thing to say, I'm going to go to the American Job Center, but we know you could be engaging in some of that job search while you're incarcerated so that you can hit the ground running when you get out. So for now, inadequate program participation and evidence of offender change and poor institutional adjustment. Okay. So in the matter of Christopher Rodriguez, inmate number 399154, there is a motion to deny parole at this time due to inadequate program participation and evidence of offender change and poor institutional adjustment. I further move to rehear Mr. Rodriguez in June of 2027 with a recommendation that he remain DR free. He's got a year at that already. That he continue to engage in vocational education opportunities and complete the programs on his OAP. And anything else he can engage in, like the AA and the fatherhood program, some of those other extras. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. So, Mr. Rodriguez, we hope you understand. You're going to get this in writing. We're going to give you another shot at it, get some programs, get a release plan together, and maybe the next panel will look favorably on an early release for you.
Love, Mr. Rodriguez.
This concludes the hearing for Christopher Rodriguez.
Thank you.
And if he's not careful, he's going to be like this OG who we're about to watch, a man who has been in and out of the system for decades and never got tired of it. And some of you may have seen this parole hearing. The problem is that YouTube like shadow banned it. I think it's one of the more interesting and funny hearings that we've seen that most of you have not yet seen. So we're going to go and play it. But first, I want to talk about this guy right here. Look, I have mixed feelings about it. I don't disagree with the parole board's approach to this. You know, just saying, hey, no parole hearings for you is not going to benefit him, right? He has his sentence. That's what the judges and DAs agree to, whether you like it or not. And the parole board is trying to incentivize him, motivate him to do some programs and come back for a rehearing. So I can't argue with that, I guess, mentality. But what it is crazy, and look, and some of you might feel, well, maybe he was being authentic. Maybe he was being honest. And a part of me was a little bit torn. I wasn't sure. In some ways, I thought maybe he was kind of saying it as it was, but in other ways, he wasn't. I mean, the one point that I'll look at is the glue. You know, he had a write-up for glue in his dorm. Yeah, I'm sure we can all hang up TVs with our glue, or come on. I mean, we all know what the glue is there for. And then I get, you know, the AA. He's not there to help himself. Oh, I've been going to AA all the time until last month. Well, why didn't you go last month? Well, I stopped going, and they wouldn't let me go back. It's like, okay, yeah, you know. And the parole board just lets it go. They don't, you know, they don't focus on it. The guy's not ready. He is still, like Miss Chan said, a child. It's just at 27 years old. And then what I look at, let me just read to you the offenses, what he has in his jacket. And I want to let you know that this is, Connecticut only shares with us what someone has in the jacket for the last 10 years. The information disappears and guess what? Like, it starts at the 10-year mark. So this is only what we have access to. And it's his first felony that we see here, which is attempted to commit assault of the first degree. And there's no news articles on this guy. His name is way too popular. So you put his name in onto the and everything comes up but him. My guess is that's a plea deal. You know, first degree assault is the harshest form of assault in Connecticut before attempted murder. And it means harming someone with a weapon intentionally. And he was sentenced 4 years jail, 10 years special parole. He gets out rather quickly because we know that he offends again. So this offense happened 3/15/2015. He offends again November 27, 2018, possession with intent to distribute. So he gets 5 years. So he gets a 5-year sentence Meanwhile, he already has special parole 10 years, 4 years, but we know that he got out with, okay, so make that make sense. Then he doesn't serve the 5 years because on 8/17/2022, this is 4 years later, he gets possession with intent to sell. So he's given another 5-year sentence. But we know that he doesn't serve even a fraction of that sentence because it is a year later, March 7, 2023, where he gets not even possession with intent to sell, but actual sale of 1 ounce of the bad stuff. And he gets another 5 years. So when you look from 2015 to 2023, he has 5, 10, 15, 19 years plus 10 years special parole. So I was actually wrong. I guess he does have special parole. So why the parole board was trying to bring him back wasn't even in that sense. I was wrong. He's no matter what going out in special parole. Well, his special parole, let me see, it expires 2029. And I guess they spoke about this. Sometimes I miss it or I'm reminded of it. He's getting out. I guess they just want to give him more special parole time. His maximum release date is 2028. So even if he gets out on his full term date of 2028, he does have special parole until 2029. They just want to give him more special parole, which is like whatever, you know. I don't know. I'm not against that decision, but as you can see, it's all fake, tough on crime, gaslighting the constituency. But anyways, this is who he might be if he doesn't get his act together. Let's jump in.
Walter Davis, 75021.
Thank you. This hearing is being conducted in consideration for a parole application for Walter Davis, 075021. He is serving a sentence of 30 years execution suspended up to 4 years with 5 years of probation for sales of narcotics. As of today, records reflect a parole eligibility date of July 30th, 2025. There is no victim input in this case. There is an offender accountability plan for the offender. It has been reviewed and shows the offender has completed the following programs. No programs has been completed. Utilizing a statewide collaborative offender risk evaluation system scores, the offender's overall score for recidivism falls at a very high range. This is your opportunity to express to the board why you should be granted parole. You may begin.
Why do you think he deserved parole, Mr. Davis?
The last time I was on parole, I completed it.
I'm sorry?
The last time I was on parole, I completed it.
Okay, and that's why you deserve parole?
Yes, that no one recommended me any programs and I didn't deny any.
So you didn't sign an OAP, an offender accountability plan? Did you sign that?
Yes,
And there were several programs on there, right?
whatever was on there while I was in here, no one recommended me to do a program and I didn't deny any programs.
Sir, if you signed an offender accountability plan, those are your programs. Addiction services was there, a job, vocational, voices, all those things were on there.
Right, nobody didn't tell me do voices or
That piece of paper did, is what I'm
Right.
trying to tell you.
just,
Oh, but you mean you haven't been called? Is that what you're saying?
yes.
Okay,
No one
All right.
told me do this program or I have to do this or that. Whatever the program was on my OAP.
okay. I'm sorry, Officer Williams, tell me what the parole eligibility date is again, please.
July 25,
July what?
25, July 30th, like you said?
July 30th, 2025.
Yeah, July 30th, 2024.
25?
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, so Mr. Davis, we're going to ask you some questions, sir, and when we're done with our questions, we will deliberate and give you our decision, okay?
Yes,
Mr. Rodriguez is going to start with the questions.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Davis, good morning.
good morning.
Sir, I have to be honest with you. I had a difficult time reading this case. I mean, you're 71 years old. And
No,
here you
70.
are, 70? 70? Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, this year you'll be 71, correct?
yes,
So, and I have it down for sale of narcotics. Usually guys kind of get it by the time they're in their 50s or 55, something like that. What in the world has you doing this just a couple of years ago? Why were you involved in this? And I'm not even talking about your prior history, which extends, over 25 charges since 1973.
yes.
Can you just kind of explain to me, like, why this involvement in sale of narcotics?
To my knowledge, all I had was a possession. I didn't have no sales.
I have it down as a sales.
I didn't sell no one no narcotics.
Well, I mean, the word was that a confidential informant worked with the PD, and that the word was that you were selling heroin and fentanyl in the Norwalk area. Is your street name Baby Love?
No.
No.
Named Walter Davis.
Yeah, I know that's your name.
I wasn't arrested for selling no one no narcotics.
Well, that's what we have. That's what we have. And they have you rated as a person, I mean, at 71, they have you rated as very high to recidivate, to go back to prison if you come out at 71. I mean, sir, your history is filled with drug possession, drug charges, possession of narcotics, sale of narcotics. We need to figure out a way to release you to make sure that you're suitable to go back out in the community and be safe. And if you're selling heroin and fentanyl, that's killing people in the street. Why should we be releasing you today? Can you answer that for me? And I'm trying to find a way to figure this out. I'm trying to find a way to how we can do this, to kind of help you out. But I mean, no programming. And I'm sure you've taken some of these programs in the past, right?
Yes,
You've had 4 previous incarcerations. You must have taken some substance abuse programming in the past.
yes.
Yeah. I'm having a hard time understanding this, and you're not giving me a lot. I want to help, and I don't know how I can do that without understanding why we should be able to release you today. And it can't be just because you're 71, because I don't want to see you back here at 72 or 73. Can you tell me why we should consider that today?
No,
Do you like being in prison?
no.
Well, I mean, you find yourself going back and forth.
I have a
You put yourself in these situations. If you can't, I mean, I want to be able to help you out. I'm not sure how to be able to do that because I can't answer the questions that I need to answer, which is why should we put you back out in the street if you're selling drugs or even possessing drugs at your age and at, you haven't learned by now, when are you going to learn? And you're blessed because you're still alive. Was the possession for just for you, for your use?
Yes.
How do you prevent yourself from using when you're out?
Say that again, please?
How do you prevent yourself from using when you're out? If you get released?
Yes, I have to be with different people. People, places, and things.
And you learn that where?
In the program.
In the programs. Are you doing any programs there? Are you doing any NA groups there? Any voluntary groups? Are you doing any kind of programming voluntarily? That's not on your OAP?
No.
Okay. You know, Mr. Davis, I'm sorry, I don't really have any additional questions for you because I'm not sure, you know, you're not really giving me a lot. But I appreciate you at least, you know, trying to answer my questions this morning. And I wish you the best of luck, sir. I'll move it on.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. So, Mr. Davis, you told the officer that you were hustling. That's not what you were doing? You were hustling for money?
Yes.
And it says you had a large quantity of heroin and fentanyl. And you were doing all that yourself? For your
Yes.
personal use?
Yes.
I don't think you're being honest, Mr. Davis.
Okay.
Ms. Zappo?
Mr. Davis, are you going to continue to sell drugs when you get out of jail?
I didn't plan on it. I have to live.
Do you get a social security check?
Yes.
Okay. The report said that you used to go down to the Bronx to get the drugs and bring back. Do you have friends down there?
I know people all over.
Okay. So if you were to get out, or when you get out, you're going to collect your social security, and then is it not a lot of money? Do you need extra money?
Yes. It's not enough.
Okay. Well, I mean, when you look at your records, there wasn't a lot of work over the last 50 years where you would have been earning income to get into your social security check, because that's connected. But I don't know that selling drugs is the answer. I don't have any other questions, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Zappo. So give us a few minutes to talk about your case, sir. We'll give you our decision. It really sounds though like we're all baffled by this case. Mr. Rodriguez, what are your
Yeah,
thoughts?
Madam Chair, thank you. I would really want to help Mr. Davis, but I just don't know what it is we can do. We don't even have a clear answer about whether he would sell drugs if he goes out again. Seems to me that that's a possibility based on his response. I am not in favor, and I hate, having him go through to his EOS, which I believe is 2027. And then he's got 5 years of probation after that. But I don't see where I find him suitable. It seems to me that there's an issue of public safety out there around his drug selling. And I would be concerned about that. So I am a denial for Mr. Davis today. And I feel I would love to help him, but I just don't know how.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Ms. Zappo?
I am in agreement.
Okay. What are your reasons for denial?
I have criminal history, inadequate evidence of offender change, inadequate institutional program participation.
I
He
move that.
He wasn't on
Walter-
supervision.
Right. I move that Walter Davis 75021 be denied discretionary parole based on his criminal history, his inadequate program participation, and his inadequate evidence of offender change. He will not receive a new hearing. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. Davis, you'll receive this in writing. Good luck, sir.
This concludes the hearing for Walter Davis, 0750.
And as you can see in this case, they did not grant him another rehearing, and he still is locked up. It's a shame because I would have liked to have seen him again. We'll be getting out June 29th, 2027. And again, this is where our little Prince Charming from the prior hearing might be if he does not find a way to get his act together. But I got to tell you, he was kind of funny. He's just like, what do you want from me? And the questions they were asking, right? He's like, baby love? No. I got friends everywhere. There's something OG about him. He was like the last OG guy that we covered. If you're going to give it to me, give it to me. If not, I'll go back home.
Tell us why you think you deserve parole.
Hey, if you're gonna give it to me, give it to me. If not, I could go back. I'm not here to debate with y'all or nothing.
But he's just less smooth. But no, he's 66 years old. He was busted big time. He was busted. Let's see. And it's funny because he's telling them, no, it was for my personal use. So Davis was searched following a 6-month investigation into narcotics dealing in the greater Fairfield County area by the Department of Special Services. When Davis, known as Baby Love, was detained by the Special Service team, he was found to be in possession of 348 bags of packaged poison, which is funny because he sits here and tells the parole board, it was for my personal use. All of the glass-lined envelopes containing the poison mixture were stamped takeover. The street value for the illicit substance is estimated to be $20,000. Now, Davis has an extensive criminal history with 19 arrests, the first dating back to 1973. He is 16 times convicted felon on numerous charges, including narcotics, robbery, larceny, violation of probation, failure to appear, escape, assault, burglary, and smuggling narcotics in the mail. I mean, this guy has been through it all. And yet, the funniest part about it, once he's busted again, he was only sentenced to 4 years in prison. I mean, this is funny. It's the cost of doing business. This is what people don't understand. You might say he's an idiot, which, I mean, only the bad ones get caught. He got caught a lot. So he's not a mastermind. But if he does the back of the napkin math, maybe it's just the cost of doing business. Following his arrest, he was charged with all this stuff, which is a lot, but he knows that they're not going to hold him to it. And what was the street value? $20,000 street value. So, I don't know how much he's making, but maybe he's making 20 grand every 2 weeks, 50 grand a month. I don't know. And then he figures, okay, so but that's if he puts it away. If he's smart with the money, who knows what's going on. But anyways, it's for someone to calculate 4 years of prison to make a lot of money. And it's also it's a lifestyle. He is who he is. He's probably, a mini celebrity where he's from. Baby love, right? He's the one who can hook it up. He's got the nice cars. He's the one who knows everybody. You don't mess with baby love. He's just going to give it up. He's going to go take Social Security. He's going to go flip burgers at his age. Or is he going to risk it? Worst case scenario, he goes to prison. He's probably in OG status there too. I don't know. I just don't know. What do you think? Anyways, with that, I'll let you go.
Why were you involved in this? And I'm not even talking about your prior history, which extends, over 25 charges since 1973.
Yes.
Can you just kind of explain to me, like, what?
Why do you think he deserved parole, Mr. Davis?
The last time I was on parole, I completed it.
I'm sorry?
The last time I was on parole, I completed it.
Okay, and that's why you deserve parole?
I didn't sell no one no narcotics.
Well, I mean, the word was that a confidential informant worked with the PD. And that the word was that you were selling fentanyl in the Norwalk area. Is your street name Baby Love?
No,